Now, next up we have the factory. Just give me a moment to get 100 Vespine gas because I don't have it right now. And here's your little ghosty here. You can also, at the Ghost Academy, you can buy a nuke, which I'm probably going to use because I love nukes. I love seeing replays with people using nukes because they're pretty rare right now, I'd say. Like, I don't see many people using them. Ooh, and I have a second ramp down here. I didn't even notice. So building a factory right now. At the factory make oh, I was gonna say not Vikings, but vultures, but that's from the single player campaign. But in the factory you can make Hellions, tanks, and Thors. So once that's done, I'll explain that. Put another two SCVs onto that refinery while making some more. Now let's check out on what the Protoss player is doing here. Oh, just making Zealots and Stalkers. Awesome. So I want that factory so I can build a nuke. So here's the factory about to be made. While that's made, I'm gonna make while I'm explaining, I'm gonna make an armory. So let's attach a tech lab so I can unlock the siege tank and the Thor, but I also need an armory for the Thor. If I chose the reactor, I could make 2 Hellions at once, kind of similar to the barracks with the Marines. So tech lab's coming up, and let's make, actually, these minerals are running out, so let's make another command center. So while that's being made, let's make a siege tank, shall we? And on the tech lab we have 3 different upgrades. One for the Hellion to give it more damage, one for siege tank, which allows it to go into siege mode, which allows you to do more damage, yeah, and radial damage. I think siege tanks without the siege tank ability are not quite as useful, and 250mm strike cannons for the Thor. So, well, let's make a Thor after the siege tank, and let's research siege tech, but I need more Vespine gas, jeez. So here's a siege tank here, no siege tech yet, so I'm not going to do that, and let's get a nuke. Nukes are fun. Like, honestly, how are nukes not fun? Whoever hates nukes hates life. Wait. That's kind of counterproductive because nukes kill things. So at the armory here we have 2 upgrades for vehicles and 2 upgrades for flying units. So let's just upgrade our vehicle weapons 1. And this command center is nearly built now, and the Thor's coming too. And siege tech is not researched because I forgot to research it, and I don't have enough Vespine gas. So Thor is here, has an Arnold Schwarzenegger type of voice, probably one of my favorite units that were added to the Terran race.
Nuclear missile ready.
And woo, nuclear missile ready, awesome. So I'm gonna research cloak also, but using so much Vespine gas just to get things. So okay, gonna research cloaking too. So the Thor is a very good unit. Against ground, I think it's good against ground infantry units and pretty good against low-level air units. I'd say like Mutalisk because it has a blast radius and it affects multiple units at once.
Go ahead.
So let's go to Tech Lab. Still no research for that siege tank done yet. And yes, let's make the next building, which is a starport. So we can lift off this command center. This is really good for Terran because they can just lift off and plant their command center right there, so they don't really have to go there without risking it. They could just lift it, and then you can move your men there to defend. So let's move the Thor over there to defend, and maybe get some research or something. Actually, no, because I need Vespine gas. Vespine gas is good, but not enough. And let's do another scanner sweep onto the Protoss player. Seems like he's getting an immortal. But this is on very easy, just so I could explain to you guys pretty easily. So let's make a whole bunch of SCVs going here and make stuff for them. Refinery so I can get more Vespine gas. And then I'll start building a fusion core, which I'll explain in a moment. So at the starport we could make like 5 different units here, but initially we can only make a Viking or a medevac. To build the other ones, or to build the other air vehicles, you need a tech lab. So let's do that now. If you had the reactor, you can make Vikings and medevacs 2 at a time. But you can't do that for any other units. So we have the siege tank right here. Let's put it into siege mode. And see, this is really actually a good spot. I haven't played this map yet, but this is a really good spot to defend because you can defend both your ramps actually. Wow, this is a good spot. Wow. You can defend this ramp perfectly and this one fine too. So this is an ideal spot. Are there any other ramps I should be aware of? No. Okay, good. So now that that tech lab's finished, let's explain these units. So the Viking is an air-to-air unit with the ability to go onto ground mode. Doesn't do too much damage on ground mode, but it's perfect for harassing and doing other things to your opponent, but very good air-to-air unit. So medevacs have 2 abilities, or 2 things that they do. They heal your infantry units, and they can transport them, air transport them. Very good for harass. I've seen the little one, and good Terran players use this, just medevacing in on cliffs and stuff. So the next one is the Raven, which is I'll actually make because they're kind of new. It's kind of like the science vessel from Starcraft 1, but not quite. So here I made a fusion core, which is just for the battle cruiser. One of the strongest units in the Terran arsenal. It has 2 different upgrades. It has the Yamato cannon, which deals enormous amounts of damage, and Behemoth reactor, which just it just starts you off with more energy. Oh, battle cruiser is now operational.